Hello everyone, you're welcome to part 3 of this lecture on Introduction to Epidata. In this part, I'm going to be showing you very quickly how to enter data into the electronic questionnaire which we designed or created in part 2A and 2B. If you proceeded to complete that questionnaire, you would have a questionnaire like this with 10 questions. You may quickly have seen that I have preceded my questions with the question number. That's because, like I explained earlier, I want my electronic tool to resemble as much as possible the paper tool. The paper tool have question numbers, and so I quickly added question numbers to my questions here. It's very easy. You double click here, and the question pops up, and then you can put 1 point something, 2 point something, whatever the question number is. All right. And don't forget to save. Epidata actually has a counter here that shows you when last you saved. All right, now I want to enter data. I can click on enter data here in this menu, or I can go to the entry client, the data entry client on the desktop, which is a different module. You know, if I'm capturing the data myself, I can just click on enter data here. Otherwise, if I'm giving this tool to someone, a data capturer to use, it is better for me not to show them the Epidata Manager, to just show them the data entry client, and that's what they should be. That's how they should be getting into this file to enter data. In the past, Epidata separated the questionnaire file, which we call the quest file, from the rec file, and so on and so forth. But now everything is in one file. All right, so you can enter through this menu, or you can enter through the entry client. So I'm just going to click enter data. And it says you are about to open entry client. Do you wish to close current project and open it in entry client? That's basically saying you cannot be capturing data on entry client while the same file is open on the Epidata Manager. It has to be locked for you to be able to capture data. That makes a lot of sense. So I click yes. All right. So this comes up. Now this is the form we've created. We now want to capture data into it. Now let's start from the bottom here. I want to show you something here because in preparation for this demonstration, I captured 3 records. Epidata is now saying you're trying to capture a new record over or on top of the 3 you already captured. Basically, it's saying to me this is your 4th record. For you wouldn't have this 3 because you haven't captured any data. Okay, so you will be starting fresh. All right, so let me capture this 4th record. Are you receiving TB treatment at this facility? Let me say yes. And what is the TB register number? Let me just put something like 11111 there. And then I go to the next question by pressing my tab and say sex. It's already telling me you have 2 options here. You either pick 0 for female or you pick 1 for male, and I'm going to pick 1 for male. Age. Now, let me assume that this person was born in 1980. So I'm going to say the person is 40 years old. Okay. So date of birth, I'm going to say 14/11/1980. I don't even have to use the strokes. Automatically Epidata does that for me. Highest educational qualification, I've been given 4 categories. Let me try and enter 5, and let's see what it says. It says, no, you cannot enter 5. Check your legal values or your labels. All right, and then I delete it, and I am forced to enter a correct number. It's exactly the same thing there. I'll put 1 for South, date of TB diagnosis. Since the project is in 2020, let me use a 2020 date. 15th 07/2020. Okay, place of TB diagnosis, let me use 2, and for that let me say 1, and it says yep, you have completed data entry onto this record. Do you want to save? And I will say yes, and then it attempts to go to a new record, and which is now the 5th record, new over 4. I can just go back and say leave it there, 4/4. I'm happy with that. So I'm showing you here this navigation menu. So basically when I went back, I'm now on the 4th record. If I go back once more, I'm on the 3rd record, once more, 2nd, and last. And it's the same thing if I went forward. And I could just click on this, which takes me to the 4th record, and this one, which takes me to the 1st record. It's exactly the same thing as coming here when I click on go to, 1st record, previous, and also new record. So that's basically what this is doing. The new record is Control N, as you would do with in a Word document or Excel. Okay, and the other thing I also want to quickly show you is that you can browse data. This is really beautiful. Let's assume I'm looking for someone who is 20 years old. Maybe I've entered a wrong record. Maybe I've entered wrong data, and I'm looking for, I think I entered 20, which is not correct. I'm looking for 20 for that variable age. I will find it easily. Or I've entered the wrong record, the wrong data for this record 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can go to browse data and say there are different options here, but I want to say find current variable, and that current variable is patient ID. All right, and then I can say find the variable is patient ID, and the match criteria is equal to that. Find any variable with that value, any record with that value, and of course it finds this. Okay, maybe that doesn't quite explain it. Let me be here. Let me be on record. Let me be on record 4, and I go back and I say find that anybody with 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's use a different record which is not displayed here, 5, and say find it. Look, it's taking me there. All right, so you can, it's like a structured query language. You can put the variables you want to search for particular fields. This has helped us a lot when we capture data. We say, please help us look for this record, and Epidata finds it. You can even use more than one argument, okay? And you can add another one, and you can say, I also want somebody whose sex is equal to that, okay? And somebody whose patient number is equal to that. And you can also see that it's not only equal, it can be greater than or less than, and so on and so forth. All right, so that's how you capture data into Epidata, and that is how you navigate to check the records you've captured from one to the last, and that is how you search for specific records. But you can list all data, like I've listed here. All 4 records are listed, and I can scroll through from beginning to the end. I can even show label values. These are 1, 1, 0, 1, but I can say show label values. It becomes male, male, female, male. All right, so you see you can do a lot with the software. You can enter data, you can navigate, you can search for a particular record, you can list all the data that you've captured, all records, and yeah, so that's what you need to know about how to enter data into the questionnaire which you've designed in Epidata. So have some fun. When I give you an exercise, I'll be expecting you in that assignment to capture a certain number of records, maybe 20 or so, and of course, in the next part of this lecture, we'll then export this data into Stata. Whatever number of records you've captured will be exported into Stata for analysis. Enjoy.